We were talking pre-show about just how everything this year has been kind of crazy, and a lot of
Totally.
people are expressing issues with their mental health, their physical health, their emotional health. It's affecting our clients, it's affecting potential clients, people that are reaching out to us that have had businesses closed down, or potential job losses, and a lot of economic issues that have caused a lot of mental emotional problems for people. So the idea today was, well, let's try to cover kind of a broad stroke, if you will, of how we could use functional medicine to
Totally.
improve mental health. So let's dive in.
Love it. So off the bat, like we kind of go back to like Maslow's hierarchy of needs, right? That's kind of like the first thing. So I always tell patients off the bat, there's kind of a foundation of functional medicine needs. That's going to be clean water, sleep, and then clean food. And now we can kind of get in the middle of it in the weeds with the food and kind of getting your macros dialed in and getting all that kind of dialed in. But clean water, clean food, and good sleep. And so I always tell patients the more stressed you are, the more you need to be rested, fed, and watered. And the more those things are kind of stable, and that's like your foundation, the better adaptable you will be at dealing with stress, adapting to stress. So the health and stress adaptation are intimately connected. So the more stressed you are, if you start going towards alcohol and processed food and staying up too late and watching too much news, it's going to get that fear cycle going. You're not going to have enough rest to recharge your parasympathetic nervous system. You'll be too much sympathetic dominant. You'll be leaning on your adrenals, leaning more on cortisol, leaning more on adrenaline, and it's going to be harder for you to digest. You'll be just kind of on the edge every time with your emotions. The smallest thing will set you off, and you won't have a good, solid foundation.
Yeah, I think people should really just get rid of the social media apps on their phone. I mean, that was something that I did. I just noticed that if I have the social media apps off my phone and I have to go to a web browser to check them, it's much more inconvenient to do it. So I'm much less likely to do it. And also, for me, you have the option of being. Oh, speaking of that, you hear his little notification sound. Oh, social
I
media.
just turned it off right now. Airplane mode, baby.
It'll it well it's a it there's been like trials done on how long it takes you to get focused again. And so what I've tried to do is to limit my distractions. I think the world now has become a world full of distractions, mainly because people are trying to solve all the world's problems on their own. Meaning, I care about the trees getting cut down in the Amazon. So I'm going to go read about this. And then I care about this. So I'm going to go read about that. And then you're so scatterbrained that you kind of lost your own productivity. So I'm not saying that you need to just put your head in a hole and turn the world's problems off in your head like they don't exist. No, I think it's just a fine line. And I think most people have lost the line of productivity because they're so focused on the issues. And a lot of the day-to-day decisions you make aren't going to change the world that much. Like there's nothing I could do necessarily right this very second besides maybe donating some money to some organization to stop cutting trees in the Amazon. Like it sucks. I don't like to see, you got all this illegal deforestation going on, but there's only so much you can do. So you got to find a way to find a healthy way to absorb the media, and most media is negative. So social media, media, news, and a lot of it's not serving you. That's the only point I have to make.